This video will teach you so much useful English vocabulary. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to Smashing English. Today we are doing one of my favourite exercises to do with my English students. Let's learn some very important vocabulary together. Today we're going to be looking at this picture. Now, as you can see, it's just a kitchen, right? But there are lots of strange things happening in this kitchen. So we're going to describe all of the crazy things happening here, and we're going to be very specific. Now that might sound easy, but believe me, even my advanced students find this difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the whole picture and see if we can describe what's actually happening. So let's look at the top left. Let's look at this top left situation. So imagine you are describing this to someone who can't see it. You're trying to describe what is happening, but they can't see the picture. How would you describe what is going on here? What would you say? Have a think. How would you describe that? So we have a frame, a picture frame, but what's the man doing? He is coming out of the frame, or he is reaching out of the frame. So probably the best way to say it would be, there is an old man with a cane. That's a cane. There is an old man with a cane reaching out of a photo frame, or reaching out of a frame on the wall. That's the best way to describe that. So we're just going to label some of those key important words. So maybe let's put frame and also coming out of or reaching out of. Perfect, lovely. Let's move on to this situation over here. This looks a little bit strange. That looks a little bit strange. How would you describe this? Have a think. What would you say? A coat stand or a hat stand? It just depends what you put on it. So if you put your coats on it, it's a coat stand. If you put your hats on it, it's a hat stand. So I would say the coat stand is growing leaves, or the hat stand has leaves growing from it, or the coat stand looks like a tree because it has leaves coming out of it. Let's move on to this cabinet. Now I'm going to call it a cabinet because in the kitchen, the things on the wall where you put your plates and everything, they're cabinets. We can call them cupboards as well, cupboards or cabinets, but let's call this one a cabinet. So what's strange about this cabinet? What's weird about it? Again, have a think. How would you describe that? So we could say the wooden doors are bending, or the wooden doors have a strange shape, or the cabinet resembles, or looks like, the cabinet resembles a shirt because it looks like the wood is bending like the fabric of a shirt. What about over here? Now, most of my students really struggle to remember what that is called. Do you know what that is called? It's a shelf. A lot of my students struggle with that, shelf. What's strange about the shelf? What's weird about the shelf? Well, first of all, there is a pair of shoes on the shelf, on top of. And it's a bit strange to put your shoes on a kitchen shelf. That's a bit strange, so that's weird. What else? There's something else weird about this shelf. There are some bottles and jars or containers, maybe containers is a good word, hanging upside down. So when something is like this, what can I do? Here we go. Candle. Now the candle is upside down. And if it's suspended from something, we might say it's hanging upside down. Like bats, they hang upside down, or vampires hang upside down. So I would say the containers and bottles are hanging upside down. Perfect. Okay, can you see anything else that maybe is a bit weird? What about this thing? Again, my students often struggle to remember what that is called. It starts with a T. So in the UK, we call it a tap, but Americans call it a faucet. So what's weird about the tap? What's strange about the tap? Is the tap too tall or too high? What do we think? Is that tap too tall or too high? It's too high because tall refers to the structure of something. If you move it around, it is still tall. So people, we are tall. I am tall. If I stand over there, I am tall. If I go to the top of the Eiffel Tower, I am tall. But high is when you place something in a high position. So the tap isn't tall. The tap is like that big, but it is high up. So same with the shelf. Is the shelf tall or is it high? The shelf is high, not tall. So the tap is too high. You can't wash your hands like that. You can't reach it. It's a big problem. What about this calendar? What's weird about this calendar? Have a think. How would you describe that to someone who can't see it? With all of these, you can pause the video to think of your answer before I tell you. So how would you describe what's wrong with that? Well, the calendar is showing 33, but no month has 33 days, or there aren't any months with 33 days. The most amount of days in any month is 31. So that is impossible. We don't have a 33rd of the month. Okay, what else? Let's talk about this thing here, because it's not impossible. Well, maybe it is, but a lot of people's homes do look like that. So we've got a couple of different ways we can talk about this. How would you say it? Pause the video and have a think. So with this, you can either talk about the dishes. So all of these, we would refer to them as dishes. So we can talk about the dishes, or we can talk about what the dishes have made. And the dishes have kind of made a tower or a pile. So what we actually have is a tower or a pile of dishes. So you could say something like, the dishes are stacked far too high. The dishes are stacked far too high. Or you could say, there is a huge tower of dishes, or there is a massive pile of dishes. It looks like it is very close to falling over. Okay, let's look at this woman who's doing some lovely cooking. So first of all, it's a bit strange that there is a hat on the pot. So we cook in pots. And then this other pot, what do we think? Is this pot too high or too tall? Tall, because if I move the pot, it's still tall. The structure is tall. So she's cooking something in a very tall pot, which doesn't seem practical, and she's using a hat to cover another pot. Very strange. And also, she seems to be cooking on a washing machine. So it's like a washing machine with a stove on top of it. Those are some useful words. So this top part would be the stove, but the stove is on top of a washing machine, which just feels, I don't think they make those. It would be good if they did. Imagine if you had a washing machine with a stove on top. That would be great. Oh, what about this? So again, a lot of my students struggle with this word, what they are in. So we've got two flowers, but they are inside a what? You know this. I know you know this. Inside a drawer. Drawer. Now I know it's spelt drawer, but we don't say that. We make it rhyme with door. So we say there are two flowers growing out of a drawer, or there are two flowers growing inside a drawer. Good. Anything else? Oh, look, here we go. There are 3 ducks swimming in the sink. In the sink. Again, these are the words that people always struggle with. It's always shelf, tap, drawer, and sink. So make sure you learn those from this video because they're very useful words. So there are 3 ducks swimming in the sink, which isn't very hygienic, I don't think. They probably belong in a pond. Okay, what else have we got? Let's go over here to this man. Now, you're probably thinking, I don't know what that's called. I don't know how to say this in English, and I don't know how to say this in English. So let me teach you a little trick. So if you know the activity he is wearing that for, then you've got it. So do you know what it looks like he's going to do? It looks like he's going to go diving, okay? But you don't know what these things are called, but you know it looks like he's going diving. So what you can say is the man is wearing diving equipment. So whatever the activity is, just put equipment after it and you've got it. So anything you need to do that activity. So if you know the activity, but you don't know all of the things you need to do that activity, you can just say equipment. So the man is wearing diving equipment while reading a newspaper, which doesn't feel appropriate. I don't think we need to wear diving equipment to read the newspaper. However, if you look at his feet are submerged. There's a good word for you. His feet are submerged. When you put something completely in water, it is submerged. So his feet are submerged in water, or his feet are submerged in a small swimming pool on the floor. I'm going to write submerged down. That's a great word. Okay, let's go down a little bit, shall we? Oh my goodness, so many more things happening. So straight away, I see a kid who has frog legs. So there is a boy with frog legs. I don't judge him, I don't judge. I don't like to judge people by their legs. Next up, we have a very, very, very large teapot. So there is a very large teapot and it is holding another small teapot. So it's a very large teapot holding another small teapot. What about this here? What's wrong with this candle? What's wrong with this candle? Pause the video, have a think. So the problem is with the flame. So we call a little thing of fire a flame. So what's strange about the flame? The flame is green. So there is a candle on the table, but the flame is green. So that doesn't look right. This guy here, what's he doing? Pause the video, think about it. He is cutting bread with a saw. He is cutting bread with a saw. So weirdly, I know they are spelt completely differently, but saw rhymes with draw. They are exactly the same in a British RP pronunciation. So the way I'm saying it, we would say draw and saw. Oh, this guy here. What's wrong with this guy? There is a man sitting in a baby chair. Got two options here. You can call it a baby chair or a high chair. I think a high chair is slightly more common in the UK. So if you go to a restaurant in the UK, you might say, can we have a high chair because I have a baby? So baby chair or a high chair. But he's a grown man sitting in a baby chair. Now look at this. How would you describe this situation? How would you describe this? So we call these table legs. So we have the table and the table legs. So because we're using a human word, we're using leg, which is a human word, we can talk about it like it's human. So we can say the table is wearing shoes and socks. Even though the table isn't human, it doesn't wear things. Because it has legs, we can use those same words. So the table is wearing socks and shoes. High heels, actually. He's a fancy table. Here, oh goodness me, the baby is sleeping in the... What do you think? The baby is sleeping in the dog bed or basket. So the dog bed or the dog basket is probably how we'd refer to that. How do we say this word? It's a really weird one. It's spelt like this. How do we say that? Do we know? Iron. So don't pronounce the R. We don't say iron. We say iron. So what's wrong with the iron? The iron has been left. Iron has been left. Because with pictures, we talk about them in the present tense. So if you're describing a picture like this, we'll use the present tense because there is no time for when this picture exists. It exists right now because I'm looking at it. So I'm going to use the present. So if I want to talk about something that has clearly happened before this picture, we can use the present perfect. So the iron has been left and it is probably burning that material. So the iron has been left on top of some clothes and it's probably burning the clothes. Or the iron has been left and it will probably burn the clothes eventually. And finally, the last one, have a look here. So we've got another drawer, but it's coming out of the fridge. So that looks like a fridge. And it looks like on this side, there's a drawer coming out. So that wouldn't work. So look at this, what a wonderful accomplishment we have. So if you want, you can screenshot this, you can take a picture of it and you can keep it and you can look at it as much as you want just to reinforce those words. But this is my favourite way to learn vocabulary, with pictures and writing on the pictures, putting the words on there so you can physically see it. I think it's so effective. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you'd like to become a member, you can get videos early and get exclusive live streams just for you. Just click the join button. You can also go to smashingenglish.com to see all of our amazing English courses. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!